There's a fear premium attached to North Minneapolis. Because what's the stereotypical image people have of North Minneapolis? I could tell you. Bang, bang. People are afraid of it. If you tell people, I bought a property in North Minneapolis, what they say is, why would you do that? I say, because it's pretty much like anywhere else. You got about 90% of the people who are fine, and then you got 5% of the people who are sketchy. You got about 5% who are actually all your trouble people. That pretty much carries through anywhere. We had a drug house on our block. You don't think it's going to happen in suburbia on a cul-de-sac. It happens. The duplex I bought in North Minneapolis was $89,000. I just told my wife, I said, I'm doing this because I'm not afraid. I will do it. I think people are acting based on their preconceptions that are false, and they're timid. I'm more of a risk taker.
I believe there's something on public radio. They talked to the reporter about a month ago. When he ran the story, I pulled it up. I think I had 67 that were filed, formal evictions, in the last, I think it was 3 years. To be honest with you, I think it's a little more than that. I would have to say it's more like about 40 a year. And granted, it doesn't mean they actually end up moving, but it's just that many that are filed.
I don't know what's happened in the county recently. It's been a shift to making people contribute, and people lost their housing over because they can't come up with the additional parts. The whole emergency assistance process is just, it's awful. They don't send us guarantees. When they call me to confirm the rent amount, they call. We do a short verification, but they also call. They can sometimes tell me it's based on whoever the worker is. They can tell me, yep, we're gonna do it, or maybe it's a strong. So be patient. It's a bad process.
The bad ones hurt the good ones, and the bad ones cause problems for everybody, whether it's their houses or whether it's their tenants. More crime and we're blamed and whatever. So please hold us to higher standards. But a bad landlord, he doesn't care about anything really, other than profit. He just wants people in his house to pay more money, and he doesn't really care what happens to the people or the house. And he doesn't care about the people who have to live next to his tenants. He doesn't care about the people his tenants affect.
I was having a hard time finding affordable housing. Me and my daughters have been searching for 2 months. It was getting scary. It was getting ready to get cold out. So I knew I had to get in somewhere, so the first thing that came to me and that looked presentable, I accepted. You get put in desperate situations where you have to take a place, even though you don't know nothing about it.
This place was actually abandoned when I moved in. I came in, me and my family. We painted it what good we could. We moved out all the garbage that was in here. He told me he would compensate me on my rent some. We never made an agreement on paper or anything, so that never happened. But we painted it. We cleaned it out. There was actually cats living in here. We had to run them off for about 2 or 3 months.
Not to say all of them, but just the slumlords. Slumlords, not landlords. Because it's a landlord, then a slumlord. They're two different people. Landlord's gonna take care of their property, gonna check in on you, gonna make sure you're okay. Even if their first option isn't gonna be to evict you, they're gonna call you and say, hey, what's going on? The slumlord, they're gonna just try to put eviction on you and get the next person in there. They don't care about what's going on because they're caring about their pockets. That's what that is. It's a difference.
I think it was, let's say, $1,100 in a week or in a few days or something like that. And we knew when we saw it and signed it, it was like, this is just gonna buy us some time. We knew it. It was outrageous.
At that point, once you mediate, the mediator will say, we've come to an agreement to settle. So they just tell the judge, hey, they're settling out. Whether that's at this amount or that amount, and it's set at 0. However, I didn't have an attorney there to maybe push to get them to have to pay for my filing, and that was where, now I know. But then I didn't understand that, and I thought, good, I won. This is off my record, until I found out the hard way that, no, it's still on your record. You have to file to get it off, and you have to work for that.
Yeah, I just went to Hennepin County, and they gave me to some rapid rehousing counselor or something like that. But she kept telling me I needed to. She said, is there anything wrong with you? I was like, no, I'm just a normal person that lost their job. She wanted to know if I was a domestic violence victim. She wanted to know if I had mental health issues. She wanted to know if I was using drugs, which all of the above. But I was too embarrassed to share it with her, you know? I didn't want nobody to know I was using drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not anymore. I'm proud of that. But I overcame it. But I didn't want nobody to know I was using drugs. So I told her no. So at that point, they couldn't help me because something needed to be wrong with me for them to get me housing right away.
You know, the other irony with this whole system is that, I don't know what it's called, but there's a shelter situation where, yes, you can come in. Yes, you have lodging, you have a bed, you share common space, you get 3 squares a day. But whatever your money is, you have to give it all to us, each month, and you're familiar with it. So then how do you get ahead? I mean, how do you then say, well, you know, I don't want to be here forever. You know what I mean? And I learned that as a result of the situation, too. I said, wow. And then they wonder why folks become dependent and are there forever.